What's happening, everybody? So it's your boy Jake. We're back with Retic Radio, episode number 7. So this is going to be a good one. This is, the one, the only Matt Edmonds. So we're going to bring him on. We're going to talk retics. He dropped the bombshell that he's going to have some questions for me, actually, which I was not prepared for. So it should be a really, really, really good episode. I'm really excited. Matt's an awesome dude. I've known him a long time. He's probably one of the best hype men for retics there is. So, without further ado, let's bring him in.
Hey,
there he is. What's up, buddy?
Hey, I'm just happy to be here, man. I've been trying to hit you up about this Retic Radio for a minute. So it's one of the few podcasts that I haven't been on that I wanted to get on. So
you were, you were on my list. I got quite a big list of people, that I want to bring on here. So, and it isn't, I want to bring on like real big, like the Jays and the Bobs and stuff. But like, dude, you're so well known in the retic world. You're like the hype man for retics. I mean, you basically the whole Florida stuff that you were, what was it? 7 years, right? It was 7 years,
yep,
around 7 years.
7 years today, actually.
That was kind of like, dude, that was like your, was it like you kind of were like out there now after all that happened? Like everybody knew Matt Edmonds.
Yeah,
that was
backlash from it. I couldn't get a fishing license in the state of Florida for like 3 years.
Well, how long after that? You moved fairly quick, right? Right after that,
yeah, I had to go.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
They wouldn't renew my licensing. So there was an ROC licensing, and then there was a Class 3, and then I went to renew mine, and they refused to renew it. So I had the option of selling all my animals or moving. So I moved literally across the country.
Yeah, you went to Washington, right?
Yeah, don't ever go there. It's really cold.
Yeah, I've never been there, but I've heard not the best things. So, but now you're in the
breweries and wineries. That's where it ends.
But now you're in the great state of Texas now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Right outside of Dallas. I love where I live. It's actually my second time living in Texas. So.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah. I graduated from Bryan Adams in Dallas and graduated UT Austin. Or UT Arlington. I went to Austin for like a little bit and I messed up. So.
Right on. I did not know. Yeah, I would. I've only been to Texas twice or 3 times. Dude, I would move there in a freaking heartbeat, man. I love it. Love it out there. So, well, let's, we're going to get started for those that don't know you. So what got you into reptiles? Like what, was there like a catalyst that kind of got you into them?
Yeah, no, there was. So my mom has always been one of those people to nurture, like me and my brothers, whatever passion we've always had. Mm-hmm. She used to take us to, like, we lived up in New York for a long time ago, like the Brooklyn Zoo or whatever it is up there. And then I saw this big, I want to say it was a berm. It could have been a retic. I don't know at this point. But I always said I wanted a dinosaur. We can't own dinosaurs.
Right.
I'm not a big bird fan. So got into, at one point in time, I was trying to own the largest of everything. So like I had a Nile crocodile at one time and anaconda and retics. And actually I didn't get my first retic till 2012. I take that back. I had sulcata and stuff like that. But I didn't get my very first retic till 2012. And I've been all over the place since then. And I'm never going to go back. I probably have 30 animals in this room. So was that all stuff that you kept then, like growing up, or did you start like with the typical, like, did you have like garter snakes and were you out catching snakes and stuff as a kid, or? Well, we caught a bunch of stuff when I was a kid. We used to catch gardeners and salamanders and stuff at the local creek. I lived in upstate New York and like upstate Jersey, so we had a lot of that at our disposal. But when I started getting into python, my first python was a ball python.
How old were you then? How old were you when you got your first ball python? Because that was your first python, you said, right?
Yeah, 8 or 9, maybe 10. My mom was a big catalyst on that. She built this huge custom aquarium for it, and hindsight, it was probably a horrible enclosure, but my mom put in a lot of work, so I always say thanks because she's the one who started this. And
well, that's cool to have a parent that like was super supportive and like not the typical no snakes, no lizards, the whole deal.
Yeah, she actually. So whenever I posted everything that to pre up for our conversations, and I appreciate you talking about what happened in South Florida. There's a part in it where I'm doing a video the night before. I'm just posting all the time about USARK stuff and posting about like reptiles and stuff like that.
Right.
I'm posting almost every other day. And my mom saw the post. Mind you, it was like 11:30 at night. And she's like, you live in the same state. And you're not going to be there. Call in sick to work. Tell them I'm in the hospital. I'll write you a note. And you go and you be there. And if you don't, you're never allowed to say a word about this ever again. And this is a conversation me and my mom had. And I was like, you're right. So I got on my motorcycle, drove a couple hundred
Is
miles.
that your mom? Is that your mom saying hi right now?
Yeah,
Mary?
that's actually my mom. That's my mom. Yeah.
How's it going, Mrs. Edmonds?
Biggest supporter in the world. I appreciate her.
That's awesome, dude. That's awesome that she's in here watching right now. Very cool.
Oh, yeah. She asked me, my stepdad asked me, my brothers are going to pop in eventually, probably.
Super cool.
Yeah. My mom's like the best.
That's cool.
It's really cool to have that.
It is. I feel like my parents were super cool. I mean, I feel like you're definitely blessed when you have parents that are supportive and really back your. I mean, this is crazy. As kids, keeping lizards and boas and pythons and all sorts of shit. It's having a parent to really support you is pretty special for sure.
Man, I love watching the pictures of you and like Shane and Aubrey with all y'all's kids with the snakes and stuff like that. That's just to me that's awesome because they're not gonna be afraid of any animal ever in their life, and I think that's beautiful. I think that's
right. I look at it. Even if my kids don't follow my path with the snakes and the reptiles, that's fine. At least they will be educated enough to know and be like, no, that's wrong. They don't kill people. They don't hurt you. They don't do this. They don't. They will be educated enough to, at least maybe change people's opinions down the road when they're older. So.
And that's huge. That's huge.
Absolutely. But I mean, I do love sharing the animals with them. It's freaking awesome. Like my daughter, she's kind of more the animal lover than my son is. I think my son's more into it because I'm into it. But yeah, it's awesome. It's the best thing ever.
It's cool to watch from a guy from the outside. And we've been friends for a better part of 8-9 years. Mm-hmm. You actually helped me with who to buy from and where to go to Rats originally.
Absolutely, man. Well, that's what it's about.
Question to you though, like you've been asked a lot, like where did you start? But the better question is, what do you think took you? And I know I personally think what took you separated from the pack is your consistency in high quality, amazing animals. But why did you go blonde? Because we all know if you want blondes, you come to J. Claude's. Period. You don't go to anybody else. There's one guy to go to, no questions about it.
Well, so the reason I did blondes and I mean, when I got my first blonde tiger, there was no mocha, or mochinos, there was no Indo caramels, none of that stuff was even out yet. I think Indo caramel was in the country, but I don't think it was ever proven. So blonde was like the best, the darkest of the dark, everything. So that was the thing that was the thing to get. That was what everybody wanted. And once everybody saw you could do, once mochino was made or produced and we kind of saw how that worked and orange glow and stuff. A lot of people, pretty much everybody jumped ship from blonde because why? Nobody wants to put in the time and wait and watch these animals grow, and change color when you can hatch out a baby that's instantly dark. So being me, I try not to go with the crowd and I hate to not see my projects through. Like, I mean, I still have females here that I've hatched out that are 7-8 years old. I've never bred them because I have certain projects I want to work with, and I'm not going to just breed them to breed them. I want to see the project through, so they're here. So same thing with the blondes. Yeah, I mean it's
because there's a lot of people out there that just want to breed to get that clutch out, and they don't think, hey, there's a potential of 40 eggs that I get 5 that I want. What am I going to do with the rest? That's a lot. That says mounds. That's awesome.
Absolutely. But the main thing though too, like I said, is it's just I'm very very hard-headed and stubborn, and I don't want to give up on my projects until I see it through. So, I mean, if it's a breeding that might take me 8 or 9 years, I'm going to try to see it through to the best of my ability before I sell it or get out of I'm not just going to I'm not going to do it now and I'll sell out. I've never been that way.
I think that's what separates you from the pack. I mean, whenever people talk about retic breeders, there's like maybe 11, 12 men and women that get not mentioned on every basis, just based on, what you're looking for. Like if you go for Sunfire, you're obviously going to Shane Costello or Chris McVicker. Both of them have some of the best Sunfires in the country. You talk super dwarf, you go to one guy,
right?
And it's nice. It's nice that everybody's got their own little niche.
Absolutely.
And a lot of us, I mean, behind closed doors, me and Jake called me and say, hey, you want to come over for a week? And I'm getting on a plane and going. There's a really good relationship that started through the Retic Nation and has gradually grown. Now, obviously, there's some people that have come and gone from the industry, and it is what it is.
It's always been like that, though.
With your projects are just freaking amazing. Bringing your kids in, showing off the big animals at the big conventions, which a lot of people don't do.
I appreciate it, man. I mean, it's, you know, I do the best I can, and that's really all that's all I try to do. So,
well, you do great at what you do.
Thanks, brother. I appreciate it. So you had some stuff growing up. So what got you into retics? I know you said you liked all the big stuff growing up, but what was like, I guess, what got you into there had to be like an aha moment and you got a retic or wanted a retic. What kind of was that?
So the aha moment was, it was actually really weird. I was going through Facebook, just got done with a really nasty breakup, got the engagement ring back and had some money to spend. And I was I've known Jason Reed and that group for, like 16, 17 years from going to Texas reptile conventions and things like that. And I kind of didn't do reptile for a little bit. I had some ball pythons and carpets always, but that was about it. And then I saw a Rennet Ghost retic, and I was like, I got to get it. But at the time, they were like $15,000 or some stupid number.
Yeah.
It was like a genetic stripe Rennet Ghost that the late great Ben had made. And I was like, I need that. But I need to get established somehow as far as, okay, what snakes do I want? So I bought what did I buy? I bought the tiger a tiger double head genetic stripe purple, a motley double head genetic stripe purple, a lavender tiger, a platinum, which was the devil. Worst snake I've ever had today. That thing was nasty. It would bite you for no reason. Like, it was so bad. But it went to a good home, and it's currently at a zoo, so that's pretty cool.
That's pretty
awesome.
Washington.
Once I had my first couple of retics, I was like, yo.
Hey, you might want to turn around.
Oh, hey, Mama. So this is Mama, and she's a good girl.
That was Noah. Noah's like, your snake is out.
So I was going to try to set it up, because actually this snake came from Noah and Keith Stambach from Titan Retics.
That's hilarious.
I don't know if you saw me sketching it over. She is the only animal that I would actually trust, like, wholeheartedly. I was hoping she would come out a little later, but she's awesome.
Right out.
I recently acquired some really amazing animals. Like, this is Betty White. She's a platinum, super motley purple that was produced by Keith Stambach and Noah over at Titan Retics.
Yeah.
This girl was produced, I don't remember who that was produced by. Up here, we got some Aubrey Pruitt animals. I've got some. The only person I don't have anything from, sir, is Jake Klotz. So we have to fix this with me.
I've been trying, man. You came to my house. You came to my house at Tinley, and I had your name put down on a platyphantom head anthrax. I don't know what happened with that. That girl, I believe, ended up with my buddy Terry, and she produced a clutch this year, I believe. So could have been yours, man.
It could have. It should have. But I had a hard time back then pulling the trigger on.
Yeah, I mean, it was
animals. And
different times.
Wasn't doing as good as I am now.
I know how it is, man.
We're gonna fix that eventually. So, I'm really blessed to be able to have been in positions where I could travel and speak on behalf of USARK, and I'm not a quiet person. I'm very, very opinionated.
Not at all. Definitely not a quiet.
I'm also a firm believer. You have two options: you either stand up for what you believe in, or you're not allowed to believe in it anymore. So
absolutely,
and those are the options. Really.
You got to stand up on bar tops and screaming, what you believe in, right? That was one of the funnest nights I've ever had at a Tinley. By the way, that was probably
that was the first weekend we met.
I think that was. There was so many retic guys there that night. That was awesome. I remember sitting there with Phil. He kind of gathered up all the retic. I think you were there. where you kind of got all the retic guys. There was like 15 or 20 of us. And you were just talking to us about all the USARK and all the Lacey stuff. That was pretty wild.
It's kind of crazy that it's gone full circle. I mean, right now they're trying to push it through on a certain ag. I don't remember what page it's on, but they're trying to go after all exotic animals. That's ball python guys, leopard geckos. But exotic animals doesn't just stick to reptiles. You're also looking at, let's say you're in a fish. Like if you have a goldfish and you live in Texas, you can't go to Oklahoma or Illinois to Wisconsin, whatever.
It's I mean that whitelist, depending on what they put on the whitelist, really is going to be, if it goes through and it ends up happening. I mean, they literally could put anything they want. I mean, ferrets and gerbils, bird, right. It's absolutely terrifying. That's why everybody needs to be a member. You know, I know I've watched Noah's video with Sal and all them, and I think Sal nailed it. I mean, donating is amazing. Keep donating. Keep doing that for USARK. But we need the memberships. You know, when USARK goes to fight some of these battles for us, and they say, "Oh, well, we only have 200 members or 1,000 members," that really is not that impressive. You know, if Phil can walk in there or a USARK representative walks in there and says, "Yeah, we're supporting 100,000, 200,000, reptile owners or exotic pet owners," that's a pretty huge number, and that's what we need. We need the membership. The membership is key.
Well, Jake, I can't see how many people are on this live right now. How many people are on this live?
Right now it looks like there's 15, 18.
Okay, I'll make a deal. Right now. You know what? We're going to give it about 15 more minutes. I'm going to do a promotion for USARK in 15 minutes. Okay? And what we're going to do is for the first 10 people that go on here, I will Venmo you half of what your membership costs. So a membership is $40. You do it right now within the next 10 minutes. You drop down that you got a membership. I'll Venmo you $20 or cash out, however you want to do it.
There we go.
For the first 10 people, whoever it is.
That's awesome. What, you want them to hit you up or drop it in the comments below?
Drop it in the comments and or send it to me on Facebook.
We can
TikTok,
we'll do
however you do it. Let's do first 10 people on the live or even after the live goes, because I understand some people are going to tune in after work and stuff like that. So the first 10 people to hit me up with
hit up Matt. And
yep, I'll go half of
awesome,
on your. I mean, it's $40. It's $20 out of my pocket for you. First 10 people, I got you no matter what it is. And if you go higher than that, and we'll figure that situation out.
There you go.
But yeah, we're getting half off for the next however long. First 10 people to hit me up.
Hit them up if you haven't. I think most of these people in here so far that I've seen making comments are most likely USARK members, but still, that's huge.
Yeah, hey,
for the people that are watching this later, get on it. There we go. There's literally no $20. If you can't drop $20, you shouldn't be keeping these animals.
Exactly.
Plain and simple.
$20 isn't bad, guys. And like I said, all you gotta do is screenshot where it says that you're a bronze member. Send it to me. And
can you read these comments? That's always working.
They're really small.
I don't know what. Yeah, I'm not sure. It's just Taylor says, Matt's always working hard to help out everyone as much as possible, giving back. We are so blessed to have you in our lives. You rock, Matt.
Hey, I appreciate that, Taylor. But honestly, I'm just saying what everybody's thinking, and I don't care about getting the backlash for it. I know I've had issues where I couldn't get my fishing license in Florida.
Yeah,
which really, really sucks.
I mean, you should not. There should be no reason you get any backlash for doing that. Anybody that gives you any time. I mean, I know there's those people out there, but anybody that gives you any type of flack for doing anything like that should suck dick. Let's be honest.
They really can. But I look at it this way. I would love, and I know that you know this. I do kid shows.
Yeah.
I've been in the news for it all across the country and stuff like that. And the big thing for me is like not necessarily putting these giants in the spotlight in a positive or negative way, but putting the spotlight for a younger generation that we might not get to see these, and that's sucks. So I would love for somebody to come back and see our videos and say, hey, Jake Klotz helped me out this way, or Matt Edmonds, my DMs are always open. I answer back within like 4 days. I'm really busy. Jake hit me up last week. I was like, yo, I got Tuesday off. It's my only day off for the next.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad we got to do it, man, for sure.
Yeah, no, me too, man.
But props to you, man. That's incredible, dude. Good for you. I mean, anybody watching, you guys need to get over there if you're not already a member. If you're not already a member, get your loved one to sign up, or a wife, or a husband, or a brother or sister, somebody. Numbers are what we need.
Immediate family up. They don't know it, but
there you go. Your mom. After you said that, your mom said, "I'm hitting you up, Matt."
I've already signed you up, but you can donate more.
Oh, that's great. But yeah, I mean, that's the thing, and I didn't really think about that so much until Sal posted that and was talking about that, and then you start thinking. I was like, yeah, that actually makes a ton of sense. Like, and I mean, I never was like, why wouldn't you? I don't understand why you wouldn't want to be a member, but I mean, people can do what they want. But now hearing that and kind of thinking about it, it's like, yeah, that makes a lot of sense as to why we want those numbers. Because I can imagine, yeah, you go in there and we're supporting 1,500 people. Well, that's such a small amount of people
in the grand scheme of things. 15, even 200,000 people.
Yeah,
as much as that is, it's not.
It's really not. It's really not.
It's really not. I look at it this way. So let's go with NARBC Arlington. There was over 600,000 people that came through within a 4-day period, 3-day period, or whatever it is. And NARBC Arlington or Tinley does double that.
Yeah,
that's pretty accurate to say.
Yeah.
If we got half of you guys just to sign $40, that's it. My first clutch, God willing, these 3 girls, possibly 4 girls, all go this year. They're all being fed like crazy. They're all of age, all obviously of size. 50% of whatever I make this first year or whatever year I make it in is going straight to USARK as a donation. Just because there's stuff that we can't do that they can do. And there's things that we're not seeing. Like, we're not going to read a 7,000 page or whatever it is.
No, of course not.
Law that has this much. Like, we have 4 pages. But in those 4 pages, it eliminates our abilities.
Right.
But, which brings me into, like, the next part. Like, yes, we have to do right by our animals. And by you saying, hey, I've got 6, 7, I know how big your collection is. I know what we've talked a lot about projects. I'm not going to put your business out there. But you have enough females that you could obviously put out 10 to 12 clutches a year. Very easily.
Oh, yeah, easily, yeah.
But you don't. You stick to quality over quantity, and that's why you do so well. Everybody take note. That is one of the things I wish I would have done in the very beginning. Because at one time, I was up to 91 was my height. Reticulated pythons, all babies.
Yeah.
All babies. And
it's a lot of work. 90 baby retics is a lot of work. But
91 baby retics.
Yeah, that's a lot of work. It's a lot. But then you got to toss in, you had to have adults to make those babies, right? So now you got adults and subadults and raise ups. It's super easy to get overwhelmed with these animals. I've seen it.
Kelsey Johnson was the first person to do it.
Kelsey
Johnson. Let's go!
There we go.
That's all. Live, I will figure out what the best way to cash out or Zelle you. You will be getting the very first Matt Edmonds donation.
That's freaking sweet, dude. That's badass.
That's awesome. I appreciate you, Kelsey Johnson. Big shout out.
That's very cool. I wish there was a way. I know I watch enough of these lives from other people, and I know there's a way to do like super chats where they can send money and you can donate. I know me and I forget his name in Texas. It was on MJ's podcast, and Chris was there. Me and I think it was Sean Gray. We were going back and forth. Me and Sean, I believe it was Sean. We're going back and forth donating to USARK. I think we each donated like $250 or something that night. Like going back and forth, 40 here, 50 here, 50 here, 100 here, 100 here. I
donate through this.
I don't know how. I'm gonna have to look into it. There's got to be a way to do it, but that would be awesome. But still.
Well, let's do this, Jake. I'll get and Jake. I think that you're a man of your word and everything like that. Let's look at Tinley after the auction on that Sunday. Let's get the best retic breeders in the country because they're all going to be there, and let's sit down and figure out what we can do to raise funds for because we don't go to the auction.
There we go, Sean Gray. Well, I think I'm going this year. I think I'm going to go this year.
Buy a spot at a table.
Well, I think I don't know. I may have a spot already picked for me. I know the last few years, a few people have been wanting me to go, and I was going to go, and then like that's what we need. I mean, I think this would be the show where I think the retic community really needs to kind of make their presence known at the auction, at least there,
So I'll agree to donate $1,000 right now to USARK on day one. On that auction night, $1,000 will come out of my pocket no matter how it goes in the auction or whatever. Let's see how many people can match or come to, or how. Let's figure out a number that everybody from the retic community, not the ball python guys. If you guys will go to the auctions, they're dropping coin.
Oh, well, yeah.
Like you look at some of the guys that are like Bean Farm, I think it was, dropped like $12,000-$15,000.
Yeah.
I try to buy. Shout out to Adeline Robinson, by the way. I try to buy her last painting at Arlington and NRBC. I bid $5,000 and was destroyed. It went to $75,000 or $8,000 or something.
That's cool. I saw that.
We need more people like that in that community. Like Bean Farm, big shout out to you guys. You might pay a little bit extra for their feeders, but go out, support the people that support us. Screw it.
Absolutely.
They're better feeders anyway.
Absolutely. I've never bought feeders from them. But
well, you don't buy bugs. There's no reason to buy bugs.
I guess that's true. I didn't know if they sold frozen rats and stuff like that. I was gonna say I did not know that.
They do.
I didn't know that.
Like all your crickets, your roaches, worms of all sorts and sizes.
Yeah. Damn, crazy.
You guys got me freaking out about this. By the way, big shout out to my boy Byron. He made these bottom two cages. I bought this cage randomly at Tinley because I got an extra big snake, and then Vision. We had talked prior to this. There's a couple of topics I want to touch on.
We'll get there. Well, unless you want to talk about it now.
I want to get this one off my chest.
All right, let's go. Let's go then.
26 in. Okay. So this you know what? This one's gonna take a minute. Hang on.
Oh man. He said he wasn't going to drink on camera. I knew that. 27 minutes in. Here we go.
I'm a little nervous about this conversation because it hits home.
Okay. I don't know what it is, so let's dive right in.
Jay Klotz, as one of the biggest biggest large constrictor breeders, as far as your name goes, as far as when you put a stamp on somebody, your stamp is money. It is. If you say, hey, go to this person for this or go to that person for that.
Yes.
Your stamp means everything. Now, one of the things that I've noticed in our community is we're all about the same age. We're all a bunch of dudes. There are some young people coming into this industry that are phenomenal, that are amazing, top-notch creators as far as like seeing visions that we wouldn't see. Shout out to my boy Gabriel in his Bolo projects. We're going to see how he does. There's been young women like our mutual friend Yeti that we haven't seen in years and just kind of fell off. What would you tell a young woman, and it's Women's Day, so we gotta touch on it. We gotta touch on it, bro. What would you tell a young woman that's coming into a dominated by male, testosterone-fueled environment? How would you tell them to come into our world, our realm? Because my thing is I welcome everybody with open arms. So you can
they should. Don't be scared. Don't be intimidated.
Don't be intimidated. You're right.
Prime example. Look at Megan Kelly. Dude, look at her.
Oh, the mother. Go.
She don't put up with no shit. I mean, dude, she's probably one of. I'm trying to think of all the women. I mean, Amanda's another one. I mean, she's fucking killing. Amanda and Sarah. They've been around a long time. They've seen a lot. They know what it's like. I mean,
Haley Bouchard.
Yeah, Haley. Yeah.
I don't know. She goes by Kat. She does all the TikToks and stuff.
I don't know her. I mean, I would treat a woman the same way I'm going to treat a man. I mean, if a girl comes in and is more knowledgeable, then I have no. Knowledge is knowledge. I mean, these animals, as long as you're aware of what's going on and know how to respect the animal and you've done your research. I mean, they're not a hard animal really to take care of, and there should be no reason to be afraid to keep them. So. I don't know if that's what you're getting at, like comparing a man or a woman.
Along the lines of, I've been recently reached out to about, hey, this person doesn't really want to talk to me or give me the insight on how to go forward. And I don't know that person that they were talking about, so I told that person that this person's probably irrelevant.
Yeah.
And I literally dropped your name. I dropped Shane Costello, Aubrey Pruitt, DNT Retics, which you've had on your podcast before me, by the way. That's like my brother. We could have done this all together. Anyway, Gavin and Amanda and Sarah and Chris McBook. There's so many amazing people in this industry. I just want to say to all the young women or the women that are trying to get into this business, the group that we hang out with, I believe, will meet you with an admiration and a great respect. And if it's treated any other way, you come to one of us, and I feel like that we would take care of that internally.
Absolutely.
I think we've only blacklisted one person from the Retic group, as far as I know.
Yeah.
And that was recent. I think you know about that, or you might not. I don't know. But your safety, your ability to enjoy these godlike creatures with us, that is so amazing. And I will say this, it's really, 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 really cool to see somebody that's young come up. I keep bringing up my boy Gabe. He's down in Austin or Houston. He's like 16 or 17, and man, his boa game is crazy. His retic game is ridiculous.
Well, you're
actually one of his, that young cat that I told you about.
Yeah, I met him. I mean, he texts me every once in a while. He's a really nice kid.
Amazing.
But I mean, the thing is, I look back at myself, right? So I got my first retic. I was like 13 or 14 years old, and dude, and this was, how so many people talk shit about me, said I wasn't going to be around in this hobby, I was going to fizzle out, blah blah blah. One person, the late Jim Gaspar, probably one of my top idols, mentors I've ever had in this hobby, was the only guy that ever helped me out in the beginning to give me advice. And I mean, that's the thing, especially for the younger people, find a good quality mentor or somebody that you can look up to. And it's, there's a lot of good, like you named a ton. There's a ton of good, solid people in the retic world. Find somebody that you mesh with and link up with them and learn, and just don't be afraid to ask questions. And that's the thing.
You were one of mine.
Well, I
appreciate that, back in 2012.
It's super easy on Facebook, and I miss the old forum days. Facebook is so easy. I feel like to just, I mean, I'm guilty of it too. We jump on people for basic questions, and we shouldn't be like that.
No, and we shouldn't. And Jake,
the thing is, you can't be afraid to ask questions, and that's the biggest thing with these animals, because they can be large and they can, there's a lot of animal. You have to ask questions and know what you're doing with them. You know what I mean? So I think asking questions and just getting a good mentor or somebody that you can really follow and learn from are the two biggest keys for a new person getting into this.
And I'll say this, I'll put your name in the hat, Jake. You helped me out back in 2012, 2013 when I first bought my first retics, and I was keeping it in like a little 20-gallon aquarium, and I found out really fast that, we had talked briefly, what would I do to change? If you could start it over, what would you have done differently? And my thing would have been, I would have done a little more research on who to trust and who to talk to.
Yeah.
Because there are guys like you that are very forthcoming with knowledge, very forthcoming with information. Yeah, you keep your breeding projects to yourself, but we all do. And, I mean, I've known Gavin Bowe for 20 years, and he's been in the game forever. I was privileged enough to call, Ben Retic, a good friend of mine. So these are all really, like, amazing mentors, and a lot of people don't have that. And I know when I text you, I get an answer back within a day, which for everybody out there, we do live normal lives. This isn't our everyday. I mean, it's our everyday, but we work a lot. We got family stuff going on.
But you still got to be there. I mean, dude, I get the stink eye. I get the stink eye from my wife a lot. I'm pretty quick, man. If somebody hits me up on Facebook or Morph Market or Fauna or Instagram, I'm usually within the hour, if not quicker. I'm usually pretty on the ball. So.
Yeah, and I appreciate you.
I really pride myself on that, being available to quote unquote my customers, my friends, people. It's one of the things that I thoroughly enjoy because, I didn't have that. We didn't have it when we started coming up. You couldn't just
we didn't.
text somebody, hey, what's up? I need help with this or that, or jump on Facebook, and it's a lot different now. So that's just one of those
and you're one of the very
like.
few guys, like all the people I listed, you guys can get text message within 24 hours. You have an answer. If you don't have an answer, you have somebody that does.
Yeah.
And that's a lot of things that I know we're straying off because you have normal questions. I've watched every single one of your episodes. By the way, you're doing.
I mean, like I said, we'll talk on whatever. It don't matter, man. It's more or less just let's just see what happens.
And Jake, you're one of the very few guys that I really love and I really admire. And you know my rule.
Stop! You're making me blush. Stop! Don't let the beard. I am blushing. Stop!
No. But I have a very strict rule. You don't talk about people behind, you don't talk about people in the industry. This is one of the things I want to talk about on your podcast. I know I've got the Retic roundtable coming up, which I know you got to get on. We all got to put that together. Even if it's after, we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
But there'll be a special Saturday night Retic roundup table that you got to be there. Anyway.
Oh, I know. Me and Noah have been talking. He mentioned some stuff to me. So
yeah, but I'm gonna run. No. One of the things I really want to get into is, and I'm seeing it a lot lately. Now I haven't talked to you about this, so obviously you're not involved about it. I'm not going to say names, but in the Retic community, there's a big split between super dwarf guys and mainland guys and people that want to do certain things. Let's just all agree that whatever we do in our own little niche, we do well.
That's the way it should be.
Huh?
I said that's the way it should be. We should, no matter what you do, you should do it to the best you can.
It sucks that we have to say it, but I've heard from both sides, obviously, about mainland versus dwarf and what's going on with that. And
nailed it, Chris.
What did he say?
Just that a lot of people don't get customer service, or just helping a fellow keeper makes a huge difference. Absolutely.
Well, I've known Chris. I just met Chris recently, but I've known Chris for years.
Saying he's proud of you.
That's my dad. That's the man that helped me. I appreciate it.
Awesome.
But it's come to the point where our backs are always against the wall. As large python breeders and boa breeders, whether you're into anacondas or not, your back's against the wall right now. So everything we have to do has to be in a positive light. So that's why I'm bringing up, hey, it's Women's Day. What can we tell a woman that isn't condescending, but like, hey, our books are open to you, like how to get temperatures. The simplest things, where to set a probe on a 6-foot cage.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people don't know that. I didn't know that when I first started. I was putting the probe inside the cage. Like,
well, and I mean, there's
through the side of the glass.
I mean, and that's the thing. Like, everybody has things, and that's what I like. Me personally, I like to like. I'll ask coming up. I would ask Gavin. I would ask Jason Reed. I'd ask Travis. I'd ask Andy Dietz, and like I'd ask them.
We need you back.
I'd ask everybody the same question, right? And then I'd post about it on the Nation. They would always give me such a hard time. What the? You just asked me. Why are you asking this person? I like to hear 4 or 5 different people to get the best. To get the best thing that I think is going to work for me, or if this doesn't work, I have a backup and another backup.
Exactly.
Just it's nice to have those fail safes or whatever.
Yeah. And we talked prior to this about what I would like to learn before I bought into reptiles. We'll just say reptiles. Number 1, do your research on what size enclosure they're going to need and have that enclosure ready, because these sons of guns get big quick when you feed them correctly.
Your friend Kelsey posted. Said, I idolize everyone who's been on this channel and have learned lots. I've learned tons from this channel. Thank you. Thanks, guys. Thank you, Kelsey.
Well, thank you, Miss Johnson. You're amazing, and we appreciate you tuning in. Obviously, JK Reptiles has one of the best podcasts out there. I think I've been on almost every.
We started, it was me and James talked. I mean, I kind of wanted to start a podcast, and then so it's cool to kind of see. Now, James has his, I have mine, Noah's doing his thing, and that was the reason it started was because I was watching so many podcasts, and I was getting so into the podcast thing that there was nobody doing retic stuff, and there was a lot of people interviewing other breeders, and a lot of them were like talking shit about the retic guys, and people don't need to keep them, and this, that. And I was like,
Trust me, I got that too.
yeah. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do my own. We got to do one for the retic world. We need something, So I figured let's do it. Let's start it up. And it's cool to see now that there's a few different ones, and, it's awesome.
Yeah, and it's all, and the great thing is it's all coming from quality people. The only thing I want to take a step back from and look at is like super dwarf versus mainland. Do I think everybody should have 12 massive mainlands? No. Do I think everybody should have 15 dwarfs? No. I think you should do what makes you happy. Period. Because, like, I'm on a list for Carampos. Carampos, I'm 2 years out, minimum. Yeah. I like them. I like the Matawatis. Would I put it into something behind me? No. I want it just to. But yeah, I just think that us, well, more you guys, because as everybody knows, I've been notorious for purposely not breeding. I keep as pets.
There's nothing wrong with that, too. That's another.
No. Till this year, the girls behind me are all ready to go.
But I'm saying that's another thing. Everybody. It's a whole nother thing. Everybody that buys a retic, not everybody, but a lot of people. I have people that'll buy a baby from me and then they're hit me up a week later. So what should I pair it with? I'll just raise it. Enjoy the animal. You don't have to breed it. You don't have to. If 4 years you still even have the animal and you want to breed it, then let's. I'll help you. We'll figure it out. But you don't have.
And that's the big thing is like a lot of people. We have a lot of animals being produced per year. Actually, compared to like 5 years ago, I think the numbers have actually dropped as far as production goes.
Maybe I don't know. There's a lot of snakes being produced.
Outside the two bigs of Jay and Bob. I'm pretty in contact with almost everybody. I talk to you probably like 3 times a month, 4 times a month.
Yeah, something like that.
I talk to Shane whenever he's killing it, but Shane's in his own world right now. He's got competitions coming up, and he's just crushing the game. Sunfires and OGS. That's him or Aubrey. But I don't know where I was going with this whole conversation.
Super dwarfs and mainlands. That's where we started. Now we're here.
So I think that we all need to come together and stop talking negative about each other. I've been in circles where somebody says something about somebody that I'm just acquainted with. I'm like, yo, pump the brakes, bro. Like, unless they're here and you're willing to say it in front of them, don't say it in front of them.
Yeah.
Because we're a big community at the end of the day. Like, everybody's out here making amazing animals. I know what you bought, not this Arlington, but the last Arlington. I don't know if you posted that. I think.
The hypo tiger.
The hypo. Bro, you're going to crush it with that.
He's big, dude. He's big. He's about ready to go into a CB70 already. He's already slamming
things like that. Successes like that. It's your success, but I was there for it. I was there for however it came about. I'll never put that out there. But that animal that you have, guys, ladies and gentlemen, in person, that thing is bang-around.
It's even bad. I actually might be bringing him to Tinley just to show him off because his colors, dude, are. I've never seen colors like that on a snake before, so it's impressive. It's a very, very impressive snake. But yeah,
I think that with Ocelot. I know this came out on Noah's podcast earlier, and I didn't want to. I watched their podcast, so we wouldn't talk about the same thing.
I didn't watch it yet. So I figured I'd watch it.
Noah's my boy.
I was going to watch it later on.
I love Chris. But one of the big things that he say, or I think Chris may have said it, is Ocelot hypos are going to be beast.
Yes, they are.
They're going to be awesome.
Cool.
None of us are. I'm not going to be able to pull that.
It's going to be a very cool project for sure.
I think with the blues and the crazy blues that come out on both animals. With the patterning, and I think it's going to be amazing. When an ocelot's fired up with those blues and silvers, and you get the blue from that hypo, that snake's going to be. My brain can't even comprehend what that's going to look like. So I'm sure it's either going to look amazing or it's going to look like trash.
I think it's going to be pretty amazing. But let me ask you this: what else? Because I know you keep some other stuff. What else besides retics are you keeping currently?
So currently I have about 12 ball pythons.
Okay. Damn, I didn't realize you had that many ball pythons.
Yeah. I just buy what I like. I don't really buy what everybody's hyped about.
Yeah.
Like, I think Ultramel, if you guys haven't, go check out Zach and Miri make a podcast. Go check that out. Those guys are amazing. By the way, congratulations on your engagement. Between the two of
Congrats.
them,
That's
I think,
awesome.
right? Isn't that cool?
That
I
is
mean,
cool. I mean, I kind of had a feeling that was going to happen.
You.
Yeah, I think he's telling me
know.
that it was. Yeah, I think he's saying that to me. But yeah, it is awesome, Chris.
Yeah, no, I think the hype was me. But I've talked with them. I'm gonna be trying to get in on some clown projects and some other stuff like that. I just like what I like, and whether I produce anything down the road, that's great.
Yeah.
I do have a Bell Phase lace monitor.
Boom.
Which I think is, as far as monitors goes, the only thing I would compare that to is like a really high quality captive bred blue tree, or maybe
monitors, dude, are awesome.
They're just different level. I know you just acquired a couple. And
I just got one. He's in here, and you can't really see him, but he's in this cage right here.
Yeah, it's all blurred out.
But he's awesome. It's work, man. It's a lot more work. I mean, mine's not the tamest in the world. I mean, he's not bad when she. I think pretty sure it's a she. She's not too bad once she's out in the enclosure. I mean, I've been talking to Shane and Aubrey nonstop. I'm like, fuck, I don't know what else to do to get this thing to calm down. I cannot, like, dude, it's a spaz in the cage. But I'm finally getting her to eat off of the tongs without any hesitation, so that's cool. She's growing like crazy. But, yeah, I definitely am going to get another one at some point. I would like to try my hand at breeding some waters just to...
So what water did you end up with?
I got a T positive albino. Okay. So I would like to get a one of Shane's squirrels. You know, or I mean, I've talked to Shane. I thought about maybe selling my T positive to try to get a coral. I'd like to do like he's got, have two corals, so I can do all three. Would be ideal.
So I'll say this. So Shane is arguably, for those who don't know, JK Reptiles and SC Constrictors are literally like brothers. Like, you guys would go hand in hand.
I mean, yeah, he's probably my best friend. I mean, dude, he's my best friend in the hobby. He stood up in my wedding. He's, and
that is what it is.
Kids play sometimes.
Whatever you do with that monitor game, I believe that you, Shane, and Nerd are going to be the leaders in that monitor. I don't want to do that. I literally want to produce a clutch of them just to see. I want to do the whole 230 days.
200 days of incubation. I want to see this big monitor pop out of this little tiny egg. If I do it once, that's all I need. I don't need to do it 3-4 times a year. I literally just want to do it once, and just to say I did it, and that's it. I don't want 5 or 6 or 8 monitors. I want a pair, and I don't want to go crazy with it. But
I want so having bells or having lace monitors. They are ridiculous. Like for everybody out there that hasn't done monitors are smart. They're so smart. Like it's almost ridiculous to me. Like, I have my lace literally looking at it right now. It's feeding time, but she's going to get fed at 10 o'clock tonight. Obviously, when we get off here, and it's really, she is so smart. And
Brittany, I believe, is saying she wishes you guys lived closer.
Brittany, me and you both, I would love to come hang out. Maybe you could do my hair. By the way, if you're North Carolina or the Carolinas, Brittany will fix you up, hook you up, and make you the best, most amazing person out there. If you don't believe me, go to her shop. If I'm wrong, I'll pay for your cab. That's confidence right there.
No, I've seen some stuff. She does do very good work. So
it's phenomenal. Her and Cheyenne, is that her name? Best hairstylist I know. I'm bald, so whatever.
I have no idea. So you got the lace. Is that it? You got the ball pythons. You don't. You have berms or a berm?
I have a berm.
Okay.
The berm was a rescue. He is probably 18 years old and maybe 9 feet.
Okay.
So he's not. He goes through some troubles. I don't know how much longer I have with him, but He's done, in my time period with him, he's had, 86 shows that he's done with children. Fear Factor. I call it Fear Factor because what I do is I try to get people over their fear of snakes.
Oh, I thought you actually meant he was on Fear Factor.
No. Joe Rogan, hey, what's up?
Damn.
But I try to get people over their fear of snakes. What I do is I start off with like a baby ball python, and then I work them up to this girl her name is Sweetie, and Sweetie is currently at over 200 reptile shows in her life.
That's very cool, man.
Yeah, never a bite, sweetest snake I own, and I don't care if she's 80 years old, she will live with me no matter what.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. All right, well, I know, so I don't know if you can share or want to share, but I know you're saying this is going to be your year to finally, fingers crossed, you're going to get some eggs. Of your clutches, I mean, you don't have to name them all if you want to name them all, whatever. Which one?
I'll tell you what the females are. I won't tell you what the males are.
Which one is can you tell us what your most anticipated clutch of the year is?
I have two.
Okay.
Okay. So this is Betty White behind me. Betty White came to me. She's a 4 or 5 year old, super motley, platinum purple, and she will be going to a Phantom Jag Marble Het Albino Sunfire. So I'm going to produce a really amazing animal there.
You're hitting like every codon possible in that breeding. Holy shit!
Outside of platinum, actually every codon possible. And then
holy shit!
And she's Poshat Mocha, or he's Poshat Mocha, Poshat Albino. So that's the fingers crossed.
Jeez.
The girl up here, I got from my buddy Aubrey Pruitt. She's an OGS or double het OGS purple, but she's also a Motley Tiger. She's going to, if I can find it, a GC, which Shane Costello, a GC Sunfire, has to be 100% het purple, 100% het OGS. That will be early next year, hopefully.
Yeah. Uh-oh. Lost of volume. No volume, Matt. Oh, fuck. Well, Matt is having some technical difficulties. No volume. No volume. Uh-oh. We lost him.
Here? Are we here?
There we go. There we go.
Are we here?
Yeah.
All right. Sorry, it was an Amber Alert, and
holy shit.
Watch your kids, people. Watch your kids. So the OGS would be going to, the hopeful thing is OGS purple, or not OGS, OG, orange ghost stripe, purple, motley, GC, tigers, which I don't think you'll be able to see the tiger in that, but I believe what that's going to make is an all orange snake with a neon yellow head with some purple eyes, or some of that ruby red eyes.
Wait, what was the breeding again? It was what again? It was Motley Tiger.
Motley Tiger, OGS, to Sunfire, GC, double het OGS, purple Motley, or purple OGS.
Those would be pretty impressive. That would
Can
be
you see me? Because I can't see you.
Yeah.
All right, cool. I don't care what you're doing. I just want to make sure that the crowd.
Yeah, I can see. I can see you. Yep.
And then the Motley or the Tiger behind me is a genetic stripe, het purple, and she may be going to a Phantom Motley purple het genetic stripe. Is the goal.
Oh yeah, dude, Phantom genetic stripe.
Once she goes off food. Yeah, that stuff's fire. I mean, it is fire.
I got some cool,
and
some
if
cool
that
stuff
all
here.
doesn't help, the backup is a Ivy Line Tiger Anthrax het albino or het mocha. So that's backing up everything.
Oh yeah.
That's the only plan. I just want one clutch. As some of you guys know, I'm not a breeder. I'm just a supporter.
You've never had a clutch or retics, right? You've never had a clutch or retics. I know you. There was a few years. I know you were real close. I know you had you were super close, and then I remember that. Well, that's awesome, man. I'm sure we're all crossing our fingers for you. You'll get it. You'll get it. At least one. You got to get one. At least one. At least one.
I've got like 20 something females growing up right now too.
Yeah.
We've got some projects in the works. So
hold on. We're gonna get there. Hold on. We're gonna get there. Hold on. We're gonna get there. Okay. Actually, it'd be the next.
I see you.
I don't know. Did you like mute me off or something? I don't know. I have no idea.
No. I just can't see your person. I can see me.
Can you see me?
No, I can't.
You might have hit on the bottom. On the bottom. That's weird. Can everybody else see me? I would assume I can see myself. So.
Hey guys, drop some likes and then drop. Can you see both of us?
I think when you were hitting the screen, I think you might have hit something to like just put your picture up there. So on the bottom of the,
obviously.
Are you doing it on your phone? Lucas says Lucas says double tap the screen. I'm not a tech guy, so double tap the screen. Maybe too fast.
All right, 30 seconds, guys. I'll be right back.
All right, let's see if Matt can figure this out. Oh man. A lot of energy with that guy. I love him. Let's see who's all in the chats. Noah, what's up? Matt. Taylor saying Matt fucked it up. I just want to say thank you to all you guys for coming in. We got about, my screen is saying 16 right now, 17 people. Pretty good numbers. We still got some stuff to talk about, but I'm glad we went on a little bit of the talking about the USARK stuff, and that's awesome of Matt to do that. So for you guys that are just jumping in, Matt said that the first 10 people that hit him up, he will cover half of their membership to USARK. So $40 membership, he'll chip in 20, you pay the other 20, and you guys got yourself a membership to USARK. All right, let's see here. God. There he is.
Let's go.
Can you see me? Can you see me now?
What just happened? Yeah. Can you feel me now?
Yeah, I think you hit the button. No big deal.
Maybe. No,
but right on. Well, no.
Jake.
You're gonna ask me a question again now? Holy shit!
I got like 3 questions for Jake.
Fuck, here we go. That's why I do the podcast, so I don't have to be asked questions. I'm the interviewer, not the interviewee.
So the reason I'm doing this is because of that reason.
All right.
So Jake. Let's hit. I want to talk about a conversation, and now I've watched all your episodes. I've watched. I don't think I've missed a retic episode of anything. It's what I do at like 3 o'clock.
There's only been 7. This is the 7th one, so not too many of them.
Well, you're 7. Noah's got a couple.
Yeah, I know.
And so does James.
Yeah. Me and James did quite a few when we started out. So
yeah. You guys also had I don't remember his name. I don't like the term flippers, but people who help other people sell. What's your opinion and why?
Of what do I think about people that are selling other people's animals? You're saying?
Yeah.
I personally don't think there's anything wrong with it, as long as the people that are selling those animals are being truthful about where those animals are coming from.
See,
like Taylor and Dax, I know that they're selling other people's animals and they're straight up, yep, I'm selling this produced by XYZ. I think that there's no problem. They're getting the hands-on experience of selling retics without having to produce the retics yet, right? So they're kind of jumping a step forward. And I know they got a clutch now, so they're going to they're going to kind of have an idea of what to do. And they're building up their. I mean, they have a huge name already for only being in the hobby a very limited amount of time, right?
Very limited.
The issue is the problem that I don't like is when people are flipping or whatever you want to call it, right? And they're hyping it up as their own animals, or they produce this, or they're. That's to me. That's I mean. It's shady, because if I'm buying a snake, let's say if I'm buying a snake from Shane, right, or Aubrey, let's say I'm buying a snake from Aubrey, half the reason I'm buying that snake is because it's produced by Aubrey, not it was bred by Joe Schmo from down the street. even if it's the same snake, regardless if he made it or Aubrey made it, I want to my hard-earned money is going to Aubrey or whoever I'm buying from, right? So, I don't know. That's kind of my. I don't think there's anything wrong with it as long as you're truthful about where the animal came from. Like, and I guess the only kind of gray area I could see is if you did a breeding loan, right? So, like,
Ooh.
I mean, technically, because I mean, you kind of did have a hand in the breeding, right? So, I don't know. How do you?
No, I think you do know. I think what you're saying is give credit where credit is due, and don't take credit for other people's work, even if you did half the job.
Right. So, I mean, it's like, for example, like I have some stuff that I did a couple breeding loans with Blake Graves, and so people have bought stuff, and I said, yeah, it's a breeding me and a buddy did collaboration breeding. So, I'm not going to sit here and say, yeah, I did the work myself because I did it. So it's
which that needs to. I think that because I see a lot of shade to flippers.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you know me and Dax and Taylor's relationship. They're my neighbors. They're like 15 minutes from my house. Like, if anything ever goes wrong, they come to my house and take care of it. They have a key to my house. I have the code to theirs. We're good.
There's just a lot of weird stuff, right? Because I mean, like I've sold some of my lower end stuff too. I got a couple pet stores that buy some wholesale stuff from me. I know they're not giving me shout outs which I'm not asking for them, and it's whatever. And I think that's a different, its own animal. I've even, before, I haven't done it in a long time, I've bought some stuff from other people. They're just, hey, I don't even remember what it was, a 10 lot of purples and purple tigers or whatever, and I'd buy them for pretty cheap just because they're trying to move them. And, I even said, I'm like, I didn't produce these, but I've seen other people that have claim that they do the same thing and have claimed that they produce those animals. So,
which I think we'll both agree that. So if you're coming in the industry and you're buying wholesale lots, which a lot of us are going to have, ball python breeders included, just like credit the person. I think that's a good way to put that. Because I was asked to ask you that. So I posted. I've been posted all week about this.
Yeah.
So I've got a couple of questions that people have.
And I'll be honest. Like I've been negative on flippers, but I think it's, I've never been a fan of somebody that just buys animals to flip them to sell them. But I think if you're putting the time in and you're putting the energy into building up a brand or a company or whatever, and you're still doing the breeding and stuff, and you're doing all that, and you're giving the people you're buying those animals from, or not even buying them, if you're selling them on, what is that, consignment or whatever, I don't know.
Whatever it is, however you want to put it.
There is 100% nothing wrong with that. The people that are literally just buying the shit to sell it, to just not give nobody props, I don't have any. I have no.
No, I can back that 100%. It was a question asked to me by one of my constituents. I think that's the word for it. Actually, through TikTok. Go figure.
Right on.
And
see you, Amanda. Amanda's taking off. See you in a few weeks.
Love you, Amanda. Hey, Amanda, I need to reach out to you about a reptile roundtable that I want to do. It's a one-time live stream from everybody's podcast. But Amanda, you already know you're invited. Yeah. You need to be there, period. Which brings me into the next part of this conversation. First of all, there's a two-part. Number one,
is this this is another question? Oh, okay.
It's a two-part question. Number one, Tinley weekend, how would you feel about sitting at I guess you'd call it a round table, and posting, we're going to have the greatest minds of reticulated python and python breeders and other reptile keepers in the world at one show. How would you feel about sitting at a table and all of us with our platforms producing one show, produced on every single platform, and having an actual discussion about what the movement should be for USARK, for captive breeding, and for the amazingness of branding, which I'm so happy you touched on, because I need a label for my name. Because Matt Edmonds.
Funny. Hey, seriously, funny you should mention that, because I caught the end of your live and you were talking about how you didn't have a name. as I was driving home from work today, and I'm like, this fucking guy, he needs a name. And I was trying to think of some stuff. I got some ideas. I got some cool things that popped in my head. I will share with you later. But yeah,
we're gonna auction off my reptile name. How's that sound?
Ooh, I don't know. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that. But you do need a name or something. Something. We do got to work on that. But no, I mean, I would be down to sit down and do whatever, as long as it's not during the show, because
No. During the show, you got to we're making for those of you who haven't been to a NARBC, 80% of it is not making sales, but making connections that will produce into sales later on.
Mm-hmm.
It is what it is. During the show, the conversations are crazy. After the show, like Saturday night's
a good time.
Yeah. I'm at La Quinta Inn. For everybody who wants to come visit, come through. I'll even drop my room number once I find out what it is. We'll have like a pool party, and everybody come through. We'll sit in a hot tub or whatever, and just have a conversation. Because there's a lot of things, and you can agree to this, because we've been under the fire as large python breeders or python keepers since day one. It is literally us against the world. Do I think ball pythons are going to get hit this time through? No, but they will be.
No, I definitely don't think they're going to be on the chopping block yet. But
I don't know, bro. Like, here's the thing. My boy Bob's Balls, good shout out to him. He's doing lives on a regular basis about this, and he's one of the very few ball python breeders that do that.
He was one of the ones I heard talking shit on retic guys too.
Look. Let's clarify. Retic guys, ball python guys.
We're saying people shouldn't own retics. That's what it was. Not talking shit on retic guys. Just people shouldn't own retics.
You know what?
That was one of. But I'm saying that was one of the first episodes that I listened to, and I'm like, fuck, I need to make a podcast about retic stuff now.
Well, you know what we should do? We should get Bob on a conversation.
I got no problem with Bob. I've stopped at Bob's table. He makes badass shit.
He does. Bob makes
and everyone's entitled to their opinion. I don't have nothing. I would never even say nothing bad about him. I think his shit's awesome.
His opinion's wrong. I'll say like Babu, I fucking love you. We drink together, we eat together, but you're wrong. Retic breeders and retic people, we are a different level of crazy. We don't have 1,800 ball pythons. We have 30 adult retics. They caves up in the same amount of space.
Yeah, probably more space.
Probably more space. Trying to make it work. But like when you're a ball python breeder, yes, there are some people like Bob, oh my god, what is his name? Always evolving exotic.
Miguel, but he's got retics. He owns retics.
Yeah, but you have these guys that separate themselves from the pack.
Oh yeah.
What I'm saying is, I like my retics. You like your balls. I have ball pythons. I like them. They're cool. Let everybody be them and do what they need to as long as they're responsible. Do I think there should be permitting? No. Kiss my butt. If you're going to permit me, you can, whatever. But, way backtracking. When you talked about mentors, Jake, you were one of mine. I was keeping these guys with crappy temperatures, crappy humidity. I lost the snake. And once you helped me out, you were one of my mentors. And I've got like 8 years on you as far as age. But without
you don't.
How old are you now, Jake?
You're in the 40? You're over 40 years old?
No, I'm right under 40. Yeah,
I'm only 30. I'm 37, dude. You're not that much older than me.
I've got a year on you.
You're not that much older than me, dude. I was going to say, I'm not that young. I know I look young. I'm not that young.
You do look young. You're a spry young man.
Yeah.
You're aging like a fine wine.
All these grays in my beard, but yeah.
You can't tell, but I dyed this shit before this. But okay, so let's round about. So Jake Klotz, I have a very important question because this is something going on in the industry, and this is the hard question I was going to ask you. I have a question for you.
Yes.
So, when it comes to black,
do you have a question for me?
Yeah.
Okay. Just making sure.
Okay. So I will give you the person's name after the fact. When it comes to blackballing somebody from acquiring our amazing creations due to their personal decisions on how they act and how they represent themselves inside of our community. The reptile community is a million, let's say 10 million people strong, across worldwide.
Mm-hmm.
As a father, as a creator, as one of
you got it, Trey.
The what's up, Trey?
Trey goes, I'll do you both. You got it.
Promise, Daddy. Anyway, as a creator, because you now you have an amazing platform. I appreciate you not taking TikTok 101. By the way,
I got a TikTok, but I suck at it. So
it's all right. Just I'll work with you.
Oh, man.
With social media. There are very few things in this world that us as reptile breeders and screw it, just people should not tolerate. And in this community, and I think that you will back me 100%. This is the thing that I was promoting all week.
Okay.
There is a very fine line that we need to teeter on with reptiles, whether it's you don't show bite videos. That has been cut down so much, and thank you for that.
Yes.
Feeding videos are great, but let's be honest. If you want to feed an animal, go back to 1998 and watch that stuff.
Yeah, I agree.
We don't need to watch it. But I'm also saying this as an uncle to some amazing, amazing kids, and this is where I'm driving this from. And this is your podcast is the one I wanted to do it on because we're friends, and I think you would agree to me. With our young women, with our women, yeah, there's guy talk, so you need to draw a line on what you're willing to do and what you're willing not to do. I will drop the name of that individual on Tinley Weekend. 86, no longer available for python breeding. Forcibly situations are not acceptable. And we as large python breeders need to back our community, and we need to back our individuals and the people that are into our community. We also need to know that if you're in our community, I'm trying to word around this without saying names.
I have no idea what's going on, by the way. I'm so confused right now.
He doesn't.
I am so confused on what is going on.
Jake, you're one of the goats. You're one of the greatest of all times in retic breeding. Okay? There's 5 rules in this community that I can attest to. You don't mess with women. You don't mess with kids. You don't mess with animals. You don't mess with old people. You don't mess with the handicapped. That's fair to say. Correct?
Yeah. Agreed.
So when you do that, and you know who I'm talking to, and I think you're on this live currently because I saw your post. You're out, bro. Sorry about your luck. Jake, we'll talk about this later.
Okay, now I'm even more confused, but okay, yeah.
No.
We'll talk later, because I'm so lost.
Oh my god. I wish I could have talked to you a little bit more about this.
Yeah, I'm super... okay, yeah, we'll talk about it after, because I don't know what the fuck is going on.
But let's just say to the young women, the young men, that the Retic Nation, the originators, the goats, the people that will give you the advice and everything else like that, are going to stand with you and are going to be part of you. If you're watching, it's not a good idea to show up. And if you're the other person, I love you and I hope you have a great day.
And hopefully I know what's going on by Tinley Weekend, because I'm lost as motherfucker right now. So.
Oh, and you know what's messed up? We called this. I'll say this. I'll put this out in the universe. And you know me, I don't talk bad about people. Even the person that tried to keep snakes from me that I've purchased, which, by the way, I wasn't wrong. I didn't have my licensing out at first. I had my ROC, but I didn't have the right one.
Agreed, Chris. I don't know what's going on.
Okay, I'll say the scenario.
No. We'll do it. No, we'll do it. We'll do it off air. You can drop it at Tinley. We'll do that.
Okay, but I will say this. From this day forward, any young woman or woman that is feeling insecure, come ask me for an angel shot. Whoever it is, we'll work on the situation together.
There we go.
Angel shot is the key, and I'm a bartender. It's a drink that we know.
There we go.
But let's just say that somebody in the community prior to this, obviously not anybody I listed, has been disrespectful and been very aggressive and not in a positive way. And Jake, I think you would agree with me.
Well, we will. Yeah, you'll have to let me know who it is, and we can see what we can do.
Oh, and when I say it, your mind's going to be blown. But on a brighter note.
Anyways. So we talked about what your clutches were. What is, and I know what you're going to say. I already know what you're going to say. What is what retic project is your ultimate goal? And I know what you're going to say.
You don't.
I'll bet I do. I'll bet. Caramel Ocelots.
No, incorrect.
That's not your ultimate goal?
No, I love the Ocelot project. And
what's your ultimate goal retic project?
It's right here. I have it.
That's your ultimate.
This is, I think, one of the best. I think an all black snake and an all white snake and an all orange snake are the best. I think Ocelot project. And now you know that I'm in on that on the 4 project of that. I think the Ocelot project is going to redefine retics.
It already has.
I think that the Hypo project, which I know you're on the ground floor of, or at least pretty close to, is going to catapult it. But I think the project that nobody knows and nobody talks about, Aztec, is going to make everything crispy.
Aztec? Yeah. Till we get one in the States, though.
It's already in the States.
I've heard rumors, yeah, but we gotta get them.
I don't need rumors. I've seen the animal.
We gotta get them produced and babies out there.
There's a 1.1 in the country.
That's what we need those. We need those out there. So I
think the Aztec is going to be amazing. I think the Ocelot project is bar none one of the best projects if you're a new investor and you want to get into.
Absolutely.
It's probably top 2. Next to the Hypos, the only downfall to the Hypos, and hear me out, and I've seen your animal in person, Hypo is extravagant. It's like Barnum and Bailey's. It's amazing. But when you show pictures are trash. I don't care if you have a 4K, 8K camera. I've seen your animal, bro.
Did you see Did you see my last pictures of my Hypo? Those.
Your Hypo, when I saw it,
that snake is blue, dude. It's as blue as your shirt.
My shirt's gray, but go on.
Well, the blue behind the arc is blue.
By the way, this is the next tattoo going on to me.
There you
go.
Okay, well that's. What? So let me ask you this now, right? We know what your ultimate retic project is. We know your most anticipated clutch. You can only give me one. What is, you got to have one, and I know you do. What is your favorite locality? You can only pick one. You can only keep one.
This is where you become a jerk. Let's take it back.
I just want to know, what's your favorite locality? Okay, Karampa. Is it Karampa?
No, it's not Karampa. I love Karampa for the high yellows and the beautifulness. But something about the island of Matawati is just gorgeous.
Matawati? Madus or Kayuwatis? Madus or Kayuwatis?
No, not Kayuwatis. Madus. Matawati is, I think, the proper term for the...
Man, people are blowing up. Turnate. We got Lucas saying Turnates are his. Odin 666. That's, you get.
If you want a Turnate, DM me. I've got one currently available.
Odin 666. I don't know who that is, but he's saying Sula, so he gets brownie points right there. Ben Horton with the Jamps.
So let's talk about Jams.
Chris.
Jams are inconsistent. I can't get behind you. Layer's amazing. Jams are inconsistent. Because you got guys that are producing like 14-foot jams, and you got guys that are producing 18-foot jams.
So
the pattern is amazing.
Well, the 14, the big jams are a lot of the Gaspar stuff, and Jim fed his stuff pretty hard, man, really hard. Like
Look,
have you seen those pictures of me with the giant jamps over at Jim Gaspar?
Yeah, that's what I'm
basing this. Those snakes were, like this big.
They were like that, bro.
They move like a jam. Unless you've had hands on those animals, there's nothing like it. I've never seen a big snake move like that. It's the most awe-inspiring, but the most terrifying because it's wild. It's wild. But the jamps to me, when I think Jampea, I think of Gaspar line jamp. And I'm not saying the other ones aren't as good. When I think Jampea, that's what I think, and that's what I compare everything to. That's what I owned. That's the look of the jamps that I like.
So I don't know if you know this, but Jay Klotz does these amazing raffles. Amazing raffles. I don't know if you guys know this. JK Reptiles does amazing raffles.
Ooh, Aubrey coming out with the
animals.
Pure Borneos. Those are nice. Later, Lucas. Lucas is peacing out. Take it easy, Lucas. Thanks for stopping in, bud.
Hey, we appreciate you. Check out the rest of this. I've currently got 2 people that I've got a Venmo $20 to.
So what's your favorite locality? Come on, fucker. Let's go.
Dude,
we're at hour 20. Let's go.
I'm going to Maddie. I'm going to Mattawati.
Madus? Okay.
Madus. Bro,
I don't believe it's called Maduati. I'll be honest. I'm not super knowledgeable on all the islands, but I'm pretty sure it's Madu.
You are probably right. It's probably Madu.
I'm pretty sure it's. I've never heard of Maduati.
And not being funny. So I'm waiting tables. I bartend for a living. If you guys don't know, come check me out. Over in McKinney, Texas, at Razoo's. Hey, I ran into this couple that his wife is on text messaging with the queen that runs that entire area. Your boy's trying to get some. If we can figure out an importation, I don't think there's a better way to do it, but I'll figure it out. But something about it is really amazing. Now, do I think? Let's circle back around to USARK and what.
Hold on. We're gonna get there. You're jumping all over the place. Fucking, we're gonna be at 2 hours here. All right. So Madus, favorite locality.
Madus.
What?
Madus or
No ors. Madus. You said Madus. We're sticking with Madus.
Okay.
What's your favorite single gene morph?
Codom or dominant?
It's whatever you want. What's your favorite single gene morph?
Okay, I have 2.
I agree, Brittany. Definitely. This guy said, I'm not going to drink on the show. Guy's over here slurred his words, all glazed over eyeballs and stuff, man. Holy shit.
No. Okay, I have 2. So, and hear me out on them. So, Motley, to me, is one of the best genetics out there.
Okay, so Motley.
What it does with compatibility with other animals and what the super form is and what it does across the board. I think Motley is one of the more powerful genetics that we have currently. And I think that it's underrated, and I love it.
Okay. So Motley's one. What's the other one, then?
I'm probably going to spit in the face. It's Clarkshire and albino.
Okay. Would you pick white lavender or purple?
All the above, because I get all.
But I mean, if we're gonna get technical,
okay, let's get technical.
Technically, that would be a combo white purple.
It's a combo deal.
Do we go that route? I don't know.
I like the lavenders. I don't have a favorite.
So let's just say this: you're allowed to keep one retic. It's a Motley or it's a lavender. What are you picking?
Motley all day.
Okay, that's all I needed to know.
Motley all day.
Now,
Motley is my favorite genetic with what it does with other combinations of other animals.
Okay.
I think that it is a dominant gene that is underappreciated, and we produce it in captivity. So, those of you who don't know, Bob Clark produced that in captivity.
It spontaneously popped up. Yeah.
One of 2 that spontaneously popped up.
Let me tell you. I'm going to tell you a little story. I'm not going to name names. There's a gentleman that I'm friends with. He posts. He's he doesn't post a ton. He posts, but me and him talk quite a bit. He produced a very small clutch of animals from Sula blood to no other locality, right? It was a Sula bred out. And he randomly, I've seen the pictures of the egg, everything. He made a motley tiger. Yes. So pretty wild.
Okay.
So I mean, it seems like that happens for some reason. Motley will pop up.
Motley produces.
It's weird how that works, but
So can I ask you something?
Yes.
What if a new albinoism hit the states that is produced here in the States?
Like you're saying, if a random new albino gene popped up.
Yep, and there's 2 produced currently.
What do I think about that? I think that'd be cool.
Okay, so this is a cool situation.
But let me tell you this, though. The only flip side would be I would be more excited if it was not compatible with anything else. If it was his own thing, wouldn't produce with blonde, wouldn't produce with caramel, wouldn't be, or allelic, I say produce, wouldn't be allelic with anything else. I think would be
Which,
cool.
by the way, for those who don't know, and I hear this word thrown out a lot, it's allelic. Allelic means that it's compatible with other genetics. It's kind of like albino Clark strand, which produces whites, lavenders, and purples, competed with mocha, which is a T positive. So it's when T positive, T negative work together. A lot of that doesn't get said.
Dax is saying that this is classic.
I appreciate it, Dax. Dax has become one of my best friends since I moved to Texas, and I can't thank him enough.
They're great. Him and Taylor are fucking awesome. I love them.
Yeah.
So, all right, so we're gonna kind of
whoa. We just got 3 more people added. 2. Now, don't forget when we started this. For whoever the first 10 people, I'm sending you $20 to become a USARK manager. We just got 2 more.
So what are you up to?
3. This is
yeah.
amazing. We're
awesome.
doing it big.
And this is still live, so imagine when this stuff is later on when other people catch it.
I look at it this way: the $200 donation on my behalf isn't anything.
It's $200, man. It's not a huge fucking. I mean, it's $200 to USARK. Go spend $200 at the bar. I'd rather spend it at USARK, giving it to USARK. You know.
That's a Tuesday tab.
What? So we're gonna go the opposite route.
Okay.
What is your least favorite single gene animal, morph, whatever? Doesn't have to mean. I'm not saying you hate it. Just something that you're like, I would never own it. I don't want it. I'm not that excited about it.
Single gene, I would go with Jag.
Jaguar. Okay.
And the only reason I would go with Jag.
Respect. The wobble.
Well, here's my reasoning. Is Jag is a beautiful creation and runs alongside same allele as Harlequin in the UK and all that stuff. The only big downfall to it is if you're a new retic breeder or a retic owner, and let's say you get a female and it's got a nasty wobble. You're not used to it. And you get tagged. That sucks. Yeah. Now, I've noticed, and talking with my buddy Noah and Keith Stambach, I've noticed the more genes you add and the more respective line breeding for less wobble. Like I've got a Jag from them right now, a Motley Marble Jag, head mocha or head purple, that has no wobble whatsoever. It's the only Jag I have in my collection. Jag, to me, if it doesn't have a great wobble, is amazing. It's got great silvers. It's got great yellow tones. It's a fabulous animal. But for a newcomer, Jag might not be the move for you because you're not used to the way an animal moves, and a 12, 14-foot animal might not be your best representative for that situation.
Right on.
And that's my only reason. I love Jag. Jag's awesome. My Jag Marble Motley is savage. I love her.
What's your least favorite locality? What's something you don't like? You don't have. There's got to be something you don't like what's something that you don't think is as pretty or doesn't mix well with other stuff?
If I had to say anything, and it's not a single gene, it's a complete dominant. would be the super tigers, because every super tiger I've ever had has always.
That's not a locality. That's not locality.
I know, but that's the only thing I don't like. Like,
There's not one locality you'd like less than others, really. Okay.
Even the Carampos that are super dark, they're gorgeous, bro.
Right on.
I might be saying the name locality wrong. I think every locality has its place in the industry, in every situation. I don't hate an animal. Like, you know me pretty well. I love anything that moves, bro. Like, I love anything that moves.
Fair enough. Right on. Hey, respect, dude. All right, so this is one I know you wanted to talk about. If you could start over, knowing what you know now, what advice would you give a new retic keeper? Since we are getting a lot of new retic keepers coming into the hobby, it seems like in droves, there's more and more coming in all the time.
Number one thing I would do is realize who are your friends and who are here to make a dollar. That's number one. Because like Jake, when it comes down to some of the best creations of reticulated pythons in the past 5 to 7 years of me being in the industry, Jake, I can drop your name and I know your animal is going to be quality. It's going to eat. It's going to thrive. It's going to be
thank you.
Amazing. No. But I also know that when you're buying an animal,
later, Chris. Chris, take it off. Later, brother.
Invest in the project that you want. Chris, I love you, baby. Have a good night. Invest in the project you want. Do not spread yourself so thin. These animals cost a pretty penny. My electric bill has not been under $400 in 5 years. Put that out there. The cages behind me are $750, $750, $630, and this is an $800 cage. Invest in quality, because you don't want to go back and be like, oh, this isn't sealed, or oh, this isn't right. Invest in quality over quantity every step of the way. Because I invest, like that first weekend I went to Tinley, I bought 12 animals.
It's 12 animals now. You got to provide big enclosures for it down the road.
I didn't think about it. No, out of those 12 animals, I've kept 3. I kept 3. Let's be honest. I was stupid. I was like, oh, I'm going to produce everything.
Yeah, you can't go into
projects invest in projects you like. Don't be like, oh, like titanium. Titanium is a great project to talk about, or a golden child.
Yeah.
It washes out everything. But when you look at, you know what? I'll pull out an animal. When you look at an animal,
be careful. Be careful.
Oh no! These are babies.
Okay.
So when you invest in an animal like a titanium, I have a titanium platinum purple sunfire that is het for something amazing. I'm not allowed to put that out there. And she's growing up. She's a beautiful. All she is a really bright orange snake. Invest in what you like. Don't. If you got to save up and talk to your individual. Like Jay Klotz. Jay Klotz, the best blondes in the freaking country. No questions asked. Don't go to anybody else.
Make me blush again, dude. Look at this. I'm blushing. Well, you guys can't see. I'm blushing, man.
Tell me I'm wrong. Who else does blondes as good as you?
Well, I mean, I'm going to say that the market, there's just not enough guys making them.
There's not enough. There's not enough quality. And let's bring back to blondes. Blondes takes 5-6 years to make because they tend to breed later in their life.
They do tend to not go as early. That is true. Yeah,
that is correct. So this is an investment. This is something that if you don't love this hobby, get the hell out of it.
Yeah.
With that situation, you can look at Bacons. There's one currently in the country. I'm not going to say who has it. One of the best breeders in the world. We don't have babies.
Yeah.
Okay.
Some snakes are just picky.
They are. If you're going to get into this world, and it is a world, and when you become, even if you have one, come say hi, come show love, because you know what? Me, Jake, everybody else is going to show you open arms, and we love you. Whether you buy animals from us or not, that is what the community is about. And that is what
I
I've
love
grown
this
to
guy
love
right here,
about
Mike
it.
Stefani, dude. He's an OG. He is an
Mike's
OG.
funny.
Love that
I
guy.
gave him legs by a lap dance. Ask him
I
about
know,
it.
that's pretty funny. Dude, man, Mike is the fucking man. I remember blowing, even though it's not retic stuff, I remember blowing Mike up when I was, dude, a fucking young ass kid, probably in my
Legit.
13 years old, hitting him up on his website, just like, oh my God, look at these enclosures. Mike is the man, dude. I actually just
Mike is the man.
I went to his place recently, dude. I'm seeing his place totally like lit a fire under my ass for the monitor stuff, dude. But it's
I've seen me and Mike talk pretty regularly. Mike Stefani, Mike's monitors. First of all,
it's
best
awesome.
enclosures. Second of all, if you want a monitor lizard and you can't find it, talk to Mike. He's got a guy, or he is the guy. I know he just acquired some really coming GI, some sulfurs. Big shout out to my boy Mike.
Yeah,
amazing guy. He gives, like, I call him. I probably talk to Mike 3-4 times a month. And for anybody who's watching, 3-4 times a month to get somebody's attention for an hour is a lot.
It's hard to do.
Because we got families, we got work, we got our own animals. My room only has 39 animals in it. It takes me a day to get it right.
Yeah, it's work, man.
Like, and Mike does some hard stuff.
Yeah. Monitors are a lot of work, man. So out of all the people you've name dropped, a ton of people, who do you think would be your biggest mentor? Who's helped you the most? Who's
Aubrey?
Okay, yeah. I mean, you can't really go wrong with Aubrey. I mean, he's one of the goats for sure.
One of my, if I ever get married and he's not at my wedding, there's a problem.
Yeah,
Aubrey Pruitt is a big deal. Keith Stambach is a massive, massive deal. You mother son of a gun.
What are you talking about? Not me, man.
No. I'll tell you the situation. What happened. I got pictures to prove it. We were sitting there when you walk into Bananas, that second table over. Me, you, Shane Costello, and there's one other cat. I don't remember who he was.
Gavin?
We're sitting there. No, it wasn't Gavin. Gavin was sitting 2 tables over.
All tatted up? All tatted up?
All tatted up. But it was a question for me about hotspots. Now, I do research. I go into books. I talk about everything. If you don't talk about hotspots and how you're producing that, whether it's back heat, whether it's belly heat, whether it's the heat, whatever they are on the top of the cage. You guys gave me so much insight, and this is coming on now, give you guys some insight. I lost a very large collection due to a heat malfunction. Right before me and you had a conversation, and you helped me because of the cages I have behind me, which have rotored in heat tape and heat thermostats. Without you guys, bro, I lost 26 animals.
That's heartbreaking.
3 weeks prior, it was. But because of you and Shane and sitting with me on a Tinley weekend at Bananas, I was able to produce and grow my collection in a responsible and etiquetely produced way. I don't know if that's the word for it. And in a positive manner that you can look at reticulated pythons. You don't see where to set the probe. You don't see where to set the thermostat. You don't see any of these things that, you might set your thermostat at 110, but the animal's enclosure right behind me is sitting at 88 degrees on one side and 74 on the other. These are things that we don't talk about, and we definitely need to talk about. Like when you're setting up a hatchling rack, some people put the freaking probe inside the enclosure through the front tub, which, if you put that on the top, that top is going to be right, but the bottom heat rises. These are all things that me and you conversated about. I don't think you understand how big of a catalyst you were into my current collection and how much I appreciate you.
Aubrey's taking off. Later, Aubrey. We'll see you in a few weeks, buddy.
Hey, Aubrey, I'll see you soon. I cannot wait. I love that guy. That guy is him and his wife and his son are just some of the most amazing people.
He's a great dude.
He's nuts, though.
All right, so next we're winding down. We got three more good questions I got for you. These are big ones, dude. These are like legit ones. What is I think you know where we're going. What's your favorite thing about the retic community? Favorite thing?
Oh, that's easy. People. It's not the animals. It's actually the people. I've developed more bonds with people that I will, if they don't show up to my wedding or my funeral, I'll be upset about. I've developed stronger relationships and friendships and people that I look at and I'm like, yo, I love the growth of your kids. I love the growth of your business. I'm going to promote you as much as possible. The community and the conversations, as sideways as they sometimes are.
Sorry, I didn't know. I didn't see Brittany too was peacing out. No, I agree with you 1,000%, dude.
Yeah.
1,000%.
And the ability to meet people with like-minded conversations, like the reptile community is, like retics are really niche. There's like really there's 25 or 30 of us.
Yeah, it's a very small.
Really love what we do.
I mean, your snake's getting out again.
I know.
What is your? She's beautiful. So
I know. I keep opening her cage. I shouldn't.
What's your least favorite thing about the retic community?
The toxicity.
Okay.
Toxicity. Like, we're all in this community for one reason. It's because we like animals. I don't give a crap if you like super dwarfs, mainlands, albinos, purple. I don't give a crap. The toxicity. We are all in this to fight for the same thing. We all love these animals. They're crazy. They range from like 6 feet to like 20. What's the record? 22 and a half?
Yeah, I don't know. That's up for debate. It changes all the time.
Like we all. And here's the other thing. Jake, me and you are friends. We've been friends for, let's say, 8 years, 9 years. Very realistically.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, easily.
I think we need to draw a line in talking negatively about one another very quickly. Because, Jake, you're my friend. There is no one on this planet that will ever talk salty in front of me about you because of what you've helped me with. And I think we all have helped each other enough to say, hey, we might not always agree with the conversations at hand or past conversations. But we as reptile dudes, not just retics, not just ball pythons, not just monitor lizards, we all love these animals. Who cares where it's coming from? You're providing amazing facilities, because if they weren't amazing, they wouldn't breed.
True.
Right? You're providing adequate food, because if they weren't breeding, they wouldn't. If they weren't eating, they wouldn't breed.
True.
And you're providing the availability to our future generations. Like, I'm not talking about now. I'm talking about 10 years from now. When me and you are barely producing anything.
Or not producing at all.
Exactly. But your kids get to see, hey, my dad made that.
Yeah.
How cool would that be? How cool would like me alone? Well, I don't have any kids.
That's what I mean. In a perfect world, man, my kids would be into it, or at least one of them will be into it. And down the road, I could be old man, and they'll be like, "Hey, Dad, look at this! Look what I just made. You want to come over and help me cut this bunch of eggs or whatever?" That's in a perfect world. I mean, but you never know. You never know what life's gonna throw at you or how life's gonna turn out.
We'll take those shots as they come, but as a reptile community, not just retics.
Yeah.
First of all, if you got a problem with somebody, address it. We're all grown-ups.
Yeah.
We're all able to take some shots. Believe me, I've got my fair share.
Yeah, I mean, it's normal, man. It's fucking people say shit. It is what it is. That's just
have that conversation with the individual before you air it out. Because, Jake, coming in this interview, and I'm not gonna say that person's name. Now, Jake, I've been friends with you
8 years
8
ish.
years. Nobody's allowed to say anything about JK Reptiles except for the names because just kidding reptiles always runs through my head.
It's Justin Kabelka, bro. I'm the Justin Kabelka. You know.
I like Justin so much.
Fuck, man. I hated doing my name because of that, man. I didn't even know that until after I started making all my shit. I know.
And I think that we should all come under one umbrella as retic breeders. Doesn't matter if it's super dwarf or if it's mainland or I don't really care what you breed. We should come under one umbrella, whether it's the little guy or the big guy, because you're a big guy. Whether you want to believe it or not, you're a big guy.
No, I know.
Not size. No, you're a big guy. Like I look to you for a lot of answers. We should be able to come under one umbrella and be like, this is what it is. Some things are going to work in the East Coast, West Coast, South, North, because it's all going to be different. Okay? But we all need to come under one umbrella and be like, yo, this is what it is. We fight for the same cause. We might like different things, but it's like kind of like, what's a good comparison? Medium well versus medium.
Yeah.
Steaks. Some of us right, some of us are wrong. But we
we all got our own opinions, but we got to still stick together. We all don't have to like each other. We all don't have to like each other. We all don't have to get along, but we need to stick together because we need each other. And without each other, we're fucked. We're dead in the water without each other. So
let's all agree as retic breeders, and I know we got a couple online right now, that this Tinley, we go hard as shit. Like we make the ball python breeders look broke. I don't know how we're gonna do that. I know what I'm willing to invest.
That's tough.
It is.
That's gonna be hard to do. There's some heavy hitters, man.
Okay. Let's say like 50%.
But honestly, I think the mentality we need to have. I think the mentality we need to have isn't even we as retic breeders. I think it's we as exotic pet keepers all need to come together, and we need to be united. Because us as retic keepers can be united, but we're so small. Ball pythons, they're bigger, but they're still small.
Massive.
But when we get the bird people and the fish people and the small mammal people, and then we're big, and that's what we need. And that's
massive.
The only thing that's going to save us is all of us working together as one united front. You know what I mean? So that's
so Jake, let's agree to this. So Jake Klotz. JK Reptiles are going to be one of the biggest reptile python breeders in the country. No. Not necessarily quantity, but quality.
I make some cool stuff.
You make some screw that. You make some badass stuff that is world renowned and everybody wants. Let's call it how it is, bro. Like don't sell yourself short. I don't produce squat. Jake, I'm gonna call you on this, and I'm gonna do this in the next couple podcasts. You want to be at that auction?
I'm pretty sure I'm going. I'm pretty sure we're going to the auction. I'm pretty sure I'm going to the auction this year.
Okay.
And getting sushi afterwards, and then sushi after. But auction first.
So here's my challenge to my retic friends and breeders. So as you guys know, I work closely with USARK. I go collect from everybody. I collect animals. I collect bugs. I collect everything for those guys. Jay Klotz, I know you. I know you very well. I know this answer is going to be yes. Every retic breeder, every boa breeder, and every anaconda breeder, I challenge you, a 1,000 or better donation, whether it be animal or money, or product, whatever you decide, to USARK.
Shit. I've been doing that.
That's my mother, son of a gun.
I mean, we need to. There should be no reason not to. So
no reason not to. So we have, and I'll tell you the list of retic breeders currently. And I'm calling you out at a 1 hour, 49 minutes. Calling you out. Izzy Agura, calling you out, $1,000. Titan Retics, Paragon Exotics, In Your Face Exotics, DMT,
Sal Daddy.
Pruitt, Sal Daddy, calling all of you out. It's less than $1,000. After this conversation, we have an issue. But I know, because I picked up from all of you, it's always over 1,000. I appreciate you guys. It's way over 1,000. God, freaking Paragon donated like a $1,300 animal the other day. But it's really nice to be able to call on my friends, not business partners, not anything else.
Taylor.
Oh, Taylor and Dax are savage. Bro. I've been to their house. It's crazy.
It's no. I was just saying. Yeah, we. I'm just trying to. I'm reading some of these comments.
I can't see any of the comments.
Mike donates a high-end monitor. That's because he's the freaking man. I mean, that's what we need to do, man. Everybody needs to donate. So,
I love that I surround and we surround because JK Reptiles. If you don't support him for the fact that he puts on an amazing podcast, you don't support him that he's big, sexy, and you don't support him because he puts out amazing quality animals, at least support him because he supports you and your rights to have said animals.
So do you, buddy.
That's what I said.
That's what we need. You kind of you hit my last. I mean, we talked about where the community kind of was headed. We kind of talked about that, so I don't even think we need to touch on that. But yeah, man, we're at an hour.
Last thing.
Well, that was it.
That's the last thing.
Well, what else did you want to talk about? Did you have something else?
Yeah, one more thing.
Let's go. What do we got? What do we got here? Oh, man.
This is the last thing, and it's only because USARK has always done me right. Phil Goss has always done me right. And honestly, I'm a firm believer you pay it forward. I have had 3 people currently DM me directly about becoming USARK mentors.
Gracia Simon, you know who that is?
I do. Gracia, I love you. You're amazing. I will donate. You see the stack?
I see some Benjamins there.
This is $1,000. No matter if it's a chocolate penis, because that's been auctioned off, and I bought one for $300, or if it's an animal or whatever it may be, $1,000 are coming directly from Edmonds Exotics, aka Matt Edmonds, because there's 2 Edmonds Exotics. Mark Edmonds, don't fight with me about water bowls. I almost got beat up because of him.
Jesus Christ, dude.
I did. He made a comment about some dirty water bowls.
Later, Mike. Good seeing you, brother. We'll see you at Tinley.
I love you too, Mikey. We're going to do a big $1,000 bid on Mike's first monitor, whatever he puts out. Oh, yeah. Your boy's doing way better than he did 5 years ago. My biggest thing for JK Reptiles and J Clouds, I have one very important question for you.
Yes, sir.
As being one of my friends that, God, I could never replace. As being one of the most raw and upfront people that I've ever met. That doesn't really care about your feelings, but will give you the answer that you need. And ladies and gentlemen, if you're not listening to this, pay attention. He will give you the answer you need, and it's from not 10, but it's probably 20 plus years of knowledge.
It's a long time.
It's a long time, but tell me I'm wrong. It's 20 plus years.
It's been a long time. Yeah, it's been over 20 years.
Okay. From somebody who consults with some of the best reptile breeders in the world. Jay Klotz, I got to ask a question. What are you most excited to see in 2022, 2023?
As far
I
as
want to end it on
retics go?
As far as anything goes.
That USARK can beat this bill and hopefully save us and save our animals, and yeah, pretty much that's what I hope most for. Keep our hobby alive, keep our animals safe, and keep kicking ass on that front for us. That's what I'm most excited for and hoping for. So.
Okay, so Jake.
Oh man, what now?
We agree that USARK is. So USARK is, and we have a lot of crap going on in our country and our world right now. We're facing nuclear attacks, and we got a lot of stuff going on. Jake, my opinion might be different than yours. But why does anybody give a crap about reptiles right now with everything that's going on? My answer is very simple.
You want me to
It's
answer?
very simple. Yeah, go ahead.
For me, it's because it's a sense of normalcy. With all the craziness going on, the reptiles are my normal. I've had reptiles since I was a kid. That's my normalcy. This is my haven. These animals down here is my haven. So that's my normalcy.
So Jake, my question to you.
This is like 18 questions, bro. What the fuck is going on?
I got a lot of questions.
Let's go. We gotta wrap this up, man. 2 hours in. Okay. Let's go. Last question from Matt to me. Then we wrap this thing up. Let's go.
Last question and most important question.
All right. Yes, I love you. If that's what you're gonna ask.
I knew that deep down inside.
Come on.
Jake Klotz. First of all, thanks for having me on our podcast.
Absolutely, brother.
You're amazing. I'm so happy to be here. This took me like a bite in like 4 hours to fill up, just for the background. Jake, if you could change one thing about this industry, what would it be? Just one.
Oh,
that's hard.
I mean, there's a few things. I think I notice a lot of elitism, kind of. Like, I feel like you're not really somebody unless you spend a lot of money and blah, blah, blah. Which, you can't hold something against anybody that, if they have more money.
Okay.
But I just kind of feel like there's a lot of like that, elite mentality within the hobby, which is kind of shitty. But
it is crappy.
But it's not a completely horrible thing.
No, it is horrible. Because we got guys like you and Shane and Gavin Bowe and Aubrey Crid and Chris McVicker, DNT, Shane Costello.
There's a lot of people.
I could just go for like the next 20 minutes. But then you have people like Bob Clark and Jay Brewer that have that we could argue that are godfathers of our industry as far as large constrictors go. I think that the way you're going and the way you're doing, and I've seen a lot of your podcasts. Jake, you are an amazing man, and I think what
Thanks,
you're doing
brother.
with the industry is top notch. It's stand behindable, and if you guys don't own a JK reptile animal, go get it. I
feel like you're my hype man, bro.
Bro, I'm everybody's hype man. You see me out here. I hype up people that are. If you're not crap and you're putting out, I had a tire clutch or super tire clutch. Yeah, those were cool in '98. Or I produced a clutch of albinos. Yeah, they're going to sell. Yeah. But what's going to happen to those animals?
It's a lot
to think about,
for sure. It's a lot to do.
We're not producing that anymore. And Jake, for standing behind, first of all, happy Women's Day. For standing behind your daughter and seeing what she's doing. If you haven't checked out his page, go check out JK Reptiles. Yeah. Go check out his Jay Klotz website or Facebook. You'll see his kid.
Website's in progress. I'm working on it. Where website's coming too. So
we're all working on it. But I stand behind what I said.
Well, I appreciate it, man.
People to do USARK. We have 3 currently. DM me directly. I will cash out, Zelle, whatever it takes. I want another 10 people to get on that. I don't see nothing out of this. I don't get a kick. I bought this $35.
We need the members. We need the members. So that's what we're doing. We need the numbers. So get to it.
You're part of this.
Absolutely. We lost your volume again. We lost your volume. We lost him.
Jake, you there?
Yeah. All right. Well, I hear you. You hear me?
Oh, fuck.
All right. Well, with that, we're gonna end it because I don't know. Matt's volume is fucked up, but I appreciate you guys. And like Matt said, anybody that hits him up, that every 10, 10 people, he will split the membership to USARK, which is huge. This has been an awesome podcast. A little long, but Matt was drinking his soda and feeling good, so I just figured I'd let him talk. He's entertaining as hell. Love the guy to death. I appreciate everybody that came out. Love you guys, and we will see you at Tinley.